We are up and underway from the Target Center, downtown Minneapolis. Our officials tonight, Isaac Barnett, Angelica Suffren, Blanca Burns. Quick turnaround for Minnesota. Played just 24 hours ago inside this building. Got a win over the Aces. Led that entire second half. Early on, they go to Howard. Bodies her way through for two.
You love that play. Natasha Howard returning back here to Minnesota after spending the early parts of her career has just been such a tremendous piece in what they can rely on.
And Cheryl Rivas talked a lot about the chemistry that is budding between Miles and Howard. Here's Agumbawale on the drive. She gets Dallas on the board. Agumbawale in a different role this season. But you have to remember, she leads this Dallas franchise in points, field goals made. When you talk about Dallas, you got to talk about Agumbawale. They get it right back to her. She can score in a variety of ways. Picked off by Howard. The defense from Minnesota, and they always want to make you pay. Points off turnovers, can't connect there.
They did all the hard work.
Right?
Miles getting it back to Howard.
Sometimes the easy ones are the hardest ones. Collier saves it.
You're seeing characteristic of both these teams. They want to get out and run in transition, really opportunistic about it.
Working through its offense. Here's Collier, kicks it to Williams. Nafisa Collier, just her 7th game back. Missed the first 27. Remember, she had surgery on both her ankles. Alana Smith, she's familiar with these rims.
She is, and what you're seeing out of Dallas is the attack downhill. They will look for some of those straight line drives. You mentioned it about Alana Smith. Big pickup for Dallas, and she's really been rounding into form as of late.
Alana Smith, co-defensive player of the year a season ago. Was in a Lynx uniform. Nice backdoor cut and find. Miles to McBride.
Filthy pass, excellent read in the backdoor cut, and that's where Minnesota is such a challenge because they are a threat at every position. You have got to be ready for those quick reads.
Agumbawale flaring. They want to get it back to Beckers. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Williams guarding Agumbawale. Here's Smith. No good there. The spectacle. What does she see? Collier eyeing Howard, nothing there. Olivia Miles leads this team in scoring. Going to work. Count it! She knew exactly what she wanted in that moment.
Watch out. Every aspect of her game has just been eye-popping.
Ability to score at all 3 levels to get everyone else involved. Her first bucket of the afternoon. Waiting on Paige's first bucket. She's smooth too. Miscue. Lands in the hands of Williams. They like to run long strides. Couple field goals early for Natasha Howard. A 7-0 run for these Lynx.
And Howard's able to rim run off of that because you got players fanning out to the three-point line to attract the attention of their D.
The in and out, the stop and pop. Come on now. Minnesota gets it up the other way. Courtney Williams likes the mid-range area usually.
We've got a couple mid-range masters in this game between her and
sure.
Paige.
Collier picking up right where she left off. 5 threes yesterday, 1 so far today.
Minnesota isn't a super high-volume three-point shooting team, but they are highly efficient. When they take them, more often than not, they are making them.
#1 in the league in three-point percentage. Early advantage for Minnesota. Williams wants to try behind the line. Remember, these teams are very familiar. When you play a team 3 times in a season so far, backdoor cut by Beckers. She'll turn and score again.
And Paige Beckers is so tough in a variety of different ways, but with her size, her height, her release point, how she sees and views the defense, that's where she's so efficient.
Miles tried to zip it to McBride. Got a 4-point game. Minnesota, #1 in the WNBA in the standings. Dallas is 7 right now.
And Beckers knows exactly the spot she wants to get to quick on the turn.
It'll stay right here with Minnesota. Plenty of time to draw something up. Williams will take it out. These backdoor cuts, reading defenses.
The challenge is that because there's so many screens, the free-flowing action, it's all read and react from Minnesota. They're going to keep you spaced out, but you mentioned that, and anytime a defender's going over the top, you see Paige ready to come out on that play. Courtney Williams quick on the back, draws a little bit of contact from her former teammates.
The first foul of the game puts Courtney Williams at the free throw line. Williams, a three-time All-Star. The WNBA app is your home court for all things WNBA. Stay in the game with the latest schedule, where to watch, game alerts, and more. Scan the QR code to download now. It's about Courtney Williams and her ability in the mid-range. Listen to this, Sarah. Mid-range makes this season. Courtney Williams has 113, leads the WNBA. The next best player, Paige, was 65. Agumbawale in control, long skip. Sims gets Howard in the air, takes advantage.
A really nice job by Odyssey Sims throughout the defense, shot fake, attacking the basket. She's a veteran on this team and just brings a steady composure.
Three-point basketball game. Offensive foul called by Miles as she tried to create some space there. We've seen the stars on display early. 13-10 is the score so far.
You mentioned it, the integral nature that Jessica Shepard has played on this team. 4 triple-doubles already on the season, and hopefully for her second win, she's able to get back on the floor.
Odyssey Sims quickly out of the timeout, and just like that, a one-point basketball game. In her pregame talk to her team, Cheryl Reeve reminded this group, hey, we've played this team 3 times and we've beaten them. How would you feel if you've gotten beaten 3 times in a row? She said, Dallas is going to play desperate. Put back by Collier.
Just lost track of Collier there underneath it. And not only just because of that, they dropped 4 of their last 5 since the All-Star break. They are fighting for playoff positioning. So this is a pivotal game on a lot of levels.
Agumbawale had McBride on an island, kicked it to Smith.
And a big part of the struggle, 1 has been defense lately, but 2, the shot making outside of Beggars.
Short there on the mid-range. We mentioned off the top, #1 overall pick, AZ Fudd, out of this one with some right knee soreness. Interception by Minnesota. And they'll get right into their offense, so that's why Odyssey Sims got the start today. Williams looking, has the whole left side to work. Agumbawale. Coffee gets it off in time. In the nick of time.
What a tough shot. First of all, that was some great defense by Agumbawale with the end of the shot clock, and Coffee has been a big part of that, to be able to stretch and balance the floor with her size.
Well, Coffee has gotten extended minutes this season with Nafisa Collier being out for such an extended period of time. That's Beckers, and she drills it. And her teammates talk about Coffee's athleticism and what she's been able to do. Miles, so smooth, so comfortable. Missed on that attempt. Dallas can tie it or get within 1. They get it up so quickly. Smith tried to secure the rebound. It'll stay right here with the Lynx.
However, you're already seeing ways in which this Minnesota team is trying to do the little things and some of the big things. End of shot clock, Nia Coffey gets right to a spot, shooting over Yaru. And that's the balance. That's where, when you look at Minnesota and how they've set themselves up against the rest, it's not just the starting lineup that has been so dominant. It's the reserves. It's the depth that they bring to the table.
McBride flips it up and in. Somehow, some way.
I wonder where the foul was. I wonder how she was able to get that shot off.
Isaiah James in the
So Isaiah James had started the last 2 games in place of Izzy Fudd, and a big part of it for her is just finding a consistency in knocking down outside shots. She can attack and get downhill.
Caldwell pulls up. It's a walk career on the board. Another opportunity for Dallas to tie or take the lead. Sims surveying. James already has 1 3, takes it to the deck, using that pivot foot. Extra effort. Referee says Coffey stepped on the line. Dallas basketball.
That's a great defense, though, by Nia Coffey. The size, the length. And for Minnesota, you look at both ends. You mentioned this off the top. Second in the league in offensive rating, second in the league in defensive rating. Is a big part of what goes hand in hand.
Impactful plays by Coffey. The interception there. Setting up her team. Yaklava quickly draws the foul.
Just a burst. Acceleration.
Off the bench, too.
Acceleration to get to the basket and attack.
Eliška Yaklava, the rookie out of the Czech Republic.
And you imagine for Shell Reeve, it was a tough, hard-fought game here against the Las Vegas Aces yesterday. So given the fact it is the second of a back-to-back, a little deeper in the bench and likely to do it with some shorter stints for some of those starters that poured in heavy minutes.
Yaklava was on a couple of 7-day contracts now, signed to a rest of the season hardship contract. That happened on August 2nd. She got both of those free throws. And you're noticing on both sides substitutions early, that time of the year. Isaiah James keeping it alive. Segrist all alone under the hoop.
Pass. Excellent awareness. And for Maddie Segrist, it's a big part of what she does is put the ball through the hoop.
That's Juhas holding the follow-through. Just 2 for 6 from the outside for Minnesota so far this evening. This comes 24 hours after they knocked down 15 threes against Vegas yesterday.
And it's going to be continuing to watch how they monitor where and how they're getting their shots from. And as you mentioned, quick turnaround here. But overall for Minnesota, they're very selective more often than not when and how they're taking three-point looks.
James on the inbound through some traffic. Approaching the end of this first quarter. All tied up. Collier bumped. Extra steps. Slid a little bit there.
Well, in a walk-away position, she was ready for that, and she did a good job holding her ground and embracing some of that contact to be able to force a turnover.
About a 4-second difference between game clock and shot clock. All tied up. Sutton off the screen. Tipped there by Collier. Just the activity defensively.
When you're playing Minnesota, you've got to be conscious of that. They'll shoot the gaps on passing lanes. That's something typical for a defense that they're not always going to try and get a hand on deflections and steals, and the Lynx will do it.
Be mindful of the shot clock. James. Too many towers, but Kawir gets it to go. Yaklava will have to put it up. And our first quarter ends with the Wings up by a few.
In defending Minnesota.
Just being in gaps, playing team defense, they have so many weapons, and obviously having feedback, that's a game changer too, and then Olivia Miles, but they have pieces around that make them dangerous. So we got to guard with 5, pack the paint, make things difficult for them, and make them kick it out.
Paige, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Ashley. Paige talking about team defense. That will be important as we head into this second quarter, considering the Lynx averaged 24.6 points in the second quarter, best in the NBA, WNBA. That's Yaru gets the floater.
And it's a nice attack by the Wings to get it inside. And you mentioned how much of a load that Paige Beckers carries, but there are pieces and players that have done a nice job through the course of this season, and Yaru being one of those.
Caldwell on the attack. And the turnover back to Dallas. Dallas right now with a 4-point advantage, its largest of the game. You've got an all-bench lineup in for the Wings. Basketball stays here.
And if you're Minnesota, you think about that. With Paige Bueckers on the bench, how can you try and take advantage? Handful of different areas. A big part's going to be, though, on this end of the floor in putting on pressure.
Jose Fernandez says one of the upsides of his team is the way they execute in ATOs and under the basket. Segrist off the back of the rim. Olivia Miles back in the basketball game for Minnesota. Somehow gets it to Collier. No go on the triple. James, fake and take. And Minnesota calls a timeout as Dallas is target center. Miles mania in full force. All we're missing is the fro, Sarah. We've got the glasses going. Let's go quickly to Ashley. She got an update. Remember, Jess Shepard has been back in the locker room for Dallas.
That's right, Zora. Unfortunate news for Dallas. She is not going to return with a right ankle injury.
Appreciate it, Ashley. We saw the video on that. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And without Jessica Shepard,
that's a significant loss.
That's a double-double you're
she
missing.
does a little bit of everything, in particular what she can do on the glass, facilitation.
The Wings in a great spot right now. 6-point game, they have the advantage, and we have not seen Paige Bueckers yet in this second quarter. Sutton gets it to James. Quick decision.
Zia James has come in playing with a lot of confidence. Mentioned it earlier, she had started the last couple games, but she has been looking aggressive to score and really comfortable in finding her spots.
Dallas in the middle of a big run right now, 12-0. Minnesota has an opportunity to slow its roll. McBride, that release is so quick. And one opportunity.
Kayla McBride, one of the quickest releases in the league. And you know that she could shoot and score from anywhere, but watch this awareness. Is this dribble handoff is coming through, a little bit of a screen, and she just lets it go when she feels that contact. Kayla McBride, another just huge piece to what this Minnesota Lynx organization has done through the course of many years, and we know Cheryl Reeve has just raved about not only the production that she brings to the table, but the leader that she is in that locker room.
We called her loyal with us in our meeting with Cheryl Reeve today. That's Sutton, right back at you. Dallas came to play today. Miles, that burst of speed. McBride, again. Feeling
in a room like that.
She's in double figures.
And the tough part is you think she's surveying the floor and then she can just pop it.
Career bobbles it. Stays here. Substitutions back in. Bueckers, Agumbawale, Sims, and Smith. Yaru will stay on. Matching up against the starters from Minnesota. 4-point game. Remember, Dallas was on that 12-0 run with Paige on the bench. Tipped away. Paige slow to get up. Meantime, Williams to McBride. Sims has two on her. That was a tough angle. Back to Minnesota.
It comes to empty possessions here for both teams that they probably felt like they could have capitalized on. Overall, though, for Dallas, a big part of it has been how they've been improved here on this defensive end. It's allowed them to get out and run and play at the cadence that they want.
Paige Bueckers talked about team defense. You're going to need it if you want to stop that. Miles with the reverse. Agumbawale to Smith, that short corner area. And Dallas, they've talked about, they've had games where they've had leads and they've lost leads. And Atlanta Smith, after the most recent lead and loss, going back to the DC game they had a few games ago, she said, every team is going to go on a run. We have to decide how we want to respond. They've held on to this lead in the second quarter. Williams puts it up, in and out. Giroux flies in for the rebound. The hustle works out.
A big part of it has been finishing possessions, though. This is a Minnesota team that leads the league in second chance points as well. You know that they can score. Olivia Miles being the heart of it, and they make great reads off of how a defense is playing. But these type of things will take a dead ball over a live ball turnover. There's not a lot of margin for error, though, against the Lynx. And so for Dallas, that's going to be a critical part, not only through the course of this early part of the game, but sustaining that.
Miles getting crafty with it. The extra passes. Dallas has numbers. Gumbawale spots up, lets it fly. Talk about second chance opportunities. No go there.
Hey, and that's where you really miss Jessica Shepard. A lot of areas you do, but she's a huge part of that.
McBride is feeling it on a heater. 9 points in the second quarter for Kayla McBride.
You got to identify where she was at on the floor.
Step back. See Dallas slowing it up. They understand the opportunity here. Giroux had positioning. Miles fighting for it. Jump ball is the call. Saw Olivia Miles didn't agree with the jump ball. Her and Cheryl Reeve. Cheryl Reeve was so candid with us today about her relationship with Olivia Miles. She said, you'll rarely see me really get on Olivia in games because that's not how she operates best, but I'll have gentle suggestions that I give to her in games.
Well, it's just, don't worry, I take care of that in practice,
yes.
in film, but that's been a part of it, and I think that's what makes Cheryl Reeve one of the all-time greats, just how she resonates and understands how to get the best out of her players.
Right before the shot clock sims, the awareness. McBride has had everything going her way. Here's Williams. Sweeps it through, dumps it down to Howard. Chippy's at the rim.
Dallas doing a good job protecting the inside off that play.
The former Defensive Player of the Year, Nafisa Collier, adds another element, but Beckers takes it right back. And a foul is called.
Paige wants a take foul. Let's say this much. We gush about Paige Becker's games for a lot of reasons, a lot of levels. Defensively, she always seems to be a step ahead. She's got a length, but there's an instinct of where she's able to pick up some of those steals, how she's able to guard on the ball, off the ball. You see her passing, you see her point production, but at the end of the floor, she has always been special.
That foul will remain on the floor. So Dallas will take it right out of bounds. Paige's stat line so far this afternoon, 6 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals.
Sounds about right, a little bit of everything.
To Smith, up against her former teammate, hauled down by Williams. One of the great rebounding guards in the W, McBride! Can't guard her right now. When shooters see a little bit of daylight and they're feeling it, 16 points in all for Kayla McBride. I know they're gonna get her right back to her. Come on! 4 threes! Look at the energy and the passion. Gets her team right.
Going in my 13th year, there's so many things that this game has taught me. I didn't want to sell my soul to the game. I wanted to continue to thrive in it. I'm very solidified in who I am, both on and off the court. So now I get to play the game with so much joy. I still love it, like it's day one. Like I'm a five-year-old kid, same way.
Sarah, we have seen that joy this afternoon. Cheryl Reeve, in our conversation with her earlier today, called Kayla McBride the heart and soul of this team, said she's loyal, said she knows what this team is going to do before they even do it.
And you see it. You see how she plays, how she carries herself, the leader that she is for this team, a 5-time All-Star herself. And man, that shot is beautiful.
It's automatic. What Kayla McBride has done so far in this quarter, she's got more points in this quarter than Dallas has as a unit. Let's clarify what the call is on the floor. Jump ball before the shot clock. So there's 1 second left on the shot clock. Of course, it'll reset if Minnesota gets the basketball. Got to walk Kawir and Nafisa Collier. Three-point basketball game. A little bit of a back and forth so far. At one point, Dallas was up by 8. So if Dallas does secure it, they've got to go quickly. 1 second. I would just put it up. Minnesota ball. Miles zips it to Williams. Solid defense by Beckers. Didn't go for the fake. Miles creates space and cashes in.
That's just nasty. And coming in to the league, you knew there were so many aspects of her game that would be so tough to stop, but it's been her three-point shooting that's opened up and changed the entire complexion of how you're trying to guard her.
It's a game of runs. Dallas had its time at the beginning of the quarter. Right now, Minnesota on a 9-0 run. Beckers in control. Smith, hustle plays. Just quiets this Minnesota crowd a little bit. Sometimes it's what you need on the road. Miles looked at the rim there. I mean, she knows exactly where she wants to go. Draws the contact there.
We're talking a lot about Olivia Miles, Paige Beckers, and there's so many similarities to their game and how they could snake through a defense. You look right there, look at the drop back. Gumbawale gets a little bit caught up. There's too much room. Miles, bottom of the net on that one. That last possession, she's got a height, she's got a strength. When she gets you on her hip, she's just working through the lane and paint.
Let's take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule brought to you by Ally. There's another one tonight, and then tomorrow on Peacock, Toronto at Atlanta. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Smith couldn't hand it off to Gumbawale. Beckers draws multiple defenders. Smith was open, takes advantage.
And those are the shots that the Wings are going to need to knock down. Great look there by Smith, but this is a Lynx team that will do anything they can to get the ball out of Becker's hands. And when she does find her open teammates, those shots are going to need to go through.
It was the 10th assist for Dallas, more than they had in their game against Golden State on Friday when they lost. They only had 8 assists in that game. Coach Fernandez says we're better when we move the basketball. Beckers, tried to get it down to Smith. Possession still in play. Sims, all right, muscles her way through.
A tough play, and taking advantage of some of those traps or collapses by the Minnesota defense.
All tied up once again. Been a close one so far. Collier. Miles. Why not? Too short. Sims to Gumbawale. High arcing and in. Advantage back to the Wings. Moving it around. Collier close to the rim. almost guaranteed down there for Fee.
Hitting both sides. Side-to-side movement by Minnesota, making those extra passes. Such a nice job of rotating the defense.
20 seconds left in this first half. Beckers asking for the screen. Trying to create. Pitches it to Kawir. Miles had a great one at the end of the half yesterday. Beckers limits that opportunity here today with the foul. 8.6 left on the clock.
Fouls number 5, Paige Beckers, the second personal first team foul for the final 2 minutes.
And that was Dallas's one foul to give. You know it's in the hands of Miles. They should keep it or give it up. Miles spots up. She got it. What a way to end the half for Olivia Miles and the Lynx.
Of course, the fact that they turn the ball over a little bit more than they like. They haven't shot the ball that well from three, but they've done a great job in keeping a Dallas team off the glass that is, Minnesota team off the glass that's normally very good in that area.
Beckers quickly to start the second half off, and we are back tied. You'll notice Lee LaRue is starting this third quarter for Dallas. Remember, Jess Shepard will not return after an ankle injury. Ashley, we now bring you in.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Fernandez at the half, guys, and he said really good minutes from the bench, 17 points, good contributions from everyone, especially with Shepard out for the rest of this game. But he said we got to continue to try and get into their legs, speed up the pace of this game, and also only being down by 2 with Paige just getting up 6 shot attempts. That's something that we're pretty proud of at the moment.
Appreciate the report, Ashley. Yeah, that's right on par with what Cheryl Reeve was saying. She appreciates her team's defense so far, which has led to just 6 first half points for Beckers, now up to 8 after that jumper.
Well, and that's a part of it going in, trying to get Paige Beckers is so efficient when she shoots the ball from anywhere in the field, so getting out of her hands. But what the Wings have done really well, the compliments of this roster, being able to knock down those open looks.
McBride, there was no break for her. She's got 22.
The quickness of her release, and they're trying to do everything they can to go over the top of screens, not give her much airspace, and it does not matter.
Well, as someone who knocks it down from deep, when you're just feeling it, you're feeling it. 5 threes for Kayla McBride on the afternoon so far. Rejected by Howard, and now she's going to run the floor. Quick play by Smith to break that one up. Those are the impactful ones you see make a difference at the end of the game. Leads to 2 for Sims.
Odyssey Sims changes the pace of a game. But to what Jose Fernandez was telling Ashley, get into their legs. A big part of that is the pace, pushing it, and that starts with stops.
Miles to Howard. They've done that before.
Those two have had a chemistry from the jump, but it's the patience of Miles. She doesn't get sped up. She gets the spots on the floor where she can get defenders on her back.
Beckers looking at something. Tried to flip it to Smith. And going back to Natasha Howard and Olivia Miles, Cheryl Reeve has talked about Natasha Howard's ability just to find openings.
Well, look right here. I mean, she sees where Sims is at, and because of it being on her back, Yaru has to at least step up to respect that. That opens up that gap in the dunker spot on the weak block.
All right, Irish on Irish. A lot of Notre Dame representation on these two teams. Howard, flip shot. The efficiency from Natasha Howard, 4 for 7 from the field. Offensive foul, back to Minnesota.
And this is such an important stretch of this game for Jose Fernandez and this Dallas team. We mentioned it, Jessica Shepard out early in the game. She's a pivotal piece, already playing without AZ Fudd. It's not just about Fudd spacing and three-point shooting, the defensive prowess she has.
Too much space, and off balance. Largest lead of the afternoon, thanks to Kayla McBride.
They're talking 25 points already on 9 of 10 shooting. She's 6 of 7 from the three-point line. It's a movement without the basketball that continues to free her up, and she does not need a whole lot of room to get that shot off. The quickness of the release, the way she always squares her shoulders. A lot of love there. Assistant coach Lindsay Whalen the Hall of Famer. And time now for Inside the Game, powered by AWS, fourth in the league in overall gravity. The way that the defense shades towards her, the attention that she attracts because of how she can shoot the basketball and score, yet it doesn't matter. She's been getting shots out with ease.
Sims trying to cut this deficit. Sarah, you want to see the appreciation that a team has for a player. It's how the bench gets up when they have a night like tonight. And you're seeing that with the reactions that everybody has with McBride going off. Already tied a season high, 6 threes. Her career high is 8. This time going to the rim. Versatility.
And that's tough. Paige Beckers is trying to blanket her. She's worried about her getting to the three-point line. So what does McBride do? Quick with the backdoor cut to free herself up.
Beckers driving kick to Sims. They needed that. Dallas has done a wonderful job of staying in this basketball game through all the runs.
And a ton of credit to Odyssey Sims. She started 8 games in the early part of the season, a veteran presence. She had been coming off the bench, been really efficient from the field today.
Williams looking for something. That's Collier, sets her feet, knocks it down. We talked about Odyssey Sims. Dumped down to Smith. Another opportunity and the tie-up. Smith frustrated that she missed that chippy under the rim.
There's been some great chemistry here between Paige Beckers. She does a good job getting the ball in the middle of the floor, kick out to Odyssey Sims. Again, that essentially, though, is what the Lynx defense wants to do, is take away those looks that are highly efficient for a player like Paige Beckers. Sims has been knocking down open shots, and so has the rest of her Dallas team. They've not shot the ball that well from the three-point line, but overall, they've moved the ball nicely and trying to hang in this one with 15 assists already on 25 made field goals.
Dallas secures the possession with that jump ball. Isaiah James now back in the basketball game, takes it to the cup, draws the contact. James will go to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. That's the 3rd personal on Natasha Howard.
Strong take by Isaiah James. That's where her strength is the acceleration of getting downhill, splits through the defense.
Isaiah James, another day of production offensively, now in double figures. Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. We talked about the fact that there's another one tonight. The Valkyries and the Sparks tomorrow on our air, Toronto and Atlanta. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. 6-point game, a couple minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Miles had a runway, kicks it to Williams, too strong. I thought I saw an opening there for Olivia Miles to keep it for herself. Beckers has Williams on her. Quick burst with the fake and scores.
That's tough. She almost tucked it there on that play. Creates just enough room to be able to get some space.
McBride, how many times can we say it? Sims, long skip to James, right down the middle. 4-point game.
And Dallas has been effective getting inside, whether it's right to the front of the cup or around the paint.
Here comes the wings. 2-on-1, just like practice. The wings trying to get some momentum.
They flourish on the fast break. If they can get stops, get themselves in the open court, that is where they're at their best.
Extra pressure there from Smith against Collier. Here's Miles. And Couir, an opportunity here for Dallas. They will tie the basketball game. Forcing a timeout from...
Transition breakdown for the Lynx. And it has been the wings who are on the run. They're getting some stops, they're getting some runouts. Paige Beckers, just 15 minutes from her hometown of Hopkins, Minnesota. A lot of Paige Beckers fans here in the crowd at Target Center.
McBride right inside the line. That's how you want to come out of the timeout.
Get the ball to Kayla McBride. She's been pretty good finding shots. But for Minnesota, a big part of it is going to be their attention to detail and focus.
Cage creating space to Kawir. Coffee hauls it down.
You heard Cheryl Reeve tell Ashley Shamedy.
McBride has a 30-piece, 31 points, and that was just her second miss on the afternoon.
Yeah, going into the halftime locker room, she said she didn't like how the team was playing offensively, and she called it at times thoughtless. And I think we've seen some big-time plays, but she wants the ball moving a little bit more. And defensively, too, how can they get themselves to play more in the half court here, force Dallas to play them against their half court defense?
A back and forth quarter. Paige Becker's just in control. 14 points for her. The talent, Sarah. Never take it for granted. McBride, pull up. No good there. And Howard just took it right away. Stepped into her shot. Sims wants to push. Miles, the spectacle. Tees up. Gets it right back. Lead Minnesota.
And that's a tough bucket and a swing for a Dallas team that had done a nice job on the defensive glass, but you can't give Minnesota an extra look.
That's on Howard. That's her fourth. Natasha Howard, helped up by her teammates.
Foul number 1, Natasha Howard, fourth personal, second team foul.
That's tough. You see the extension of Smith's arm. It was right in the face of Howard. She almost looks like she gets her before Howard had touched her on the hip.
Cheryl Reeve is pleading her case. And she could challenge it if she wanted.
She could, correct.
Chose not to.
Shoots out of the game in this instance. You're not taking away points.
That's Caldwell with the takeaway. Miles off the Howard screen. Little pitch to Caldwell. And Caldwell hit on the way up. Caldwell goes to the free throw line. I mean, not a lot of free throws in this game so far, Sarah.
And really, neither team gets to the line a ton. They haven't through the course of the season. Both teams defend fairly well while keeping it clean. They're not heavy foul teams.
This is Caldwell's first year with the Lynx after stops with the Dream and Fever. Fifth year out of Georgia. Looks like a line change with the substitutions. Collier back in. Giroux back in. .220 to go here in the third. These teams are familiar. Fourth time they have played this season. Number 1 team in the W, Minnesota. Number 7, Dallas. You have to remember, though, the improvement by Dallas in this season. Bottom of the standings last year. Gumbawale. Charge call.
Offensive foul called on number 24, Enrique Gumbawale.
Offensive foul on Gumbawale.
That's a tough call. We'll see this again if she... That's tough, because to me it almost looks like you see the extension of the arm. She's getting a little wrapped up here, but watch as she goes up. It's that left arm into the face of Nafisa Collier.
And an opportunity to extend the lead for Minnesota. Miles already has 15. Shot clock winding down. Met by multiple. Fee has to make an opportunity and does.
Wow. That is some composure at the end of the shot clock. You force the ball out of Olivia Miles' hands.
Career, look at those long strides to the rim. Talk about composure. That's coffee. Got Yaru, Sutton, Career, Gumbawale, and that's James who loses it. Coffee against Career, dumps it down to Caldwell, wraparound pass, and they score.
A big reason Minnesota leads the league in points off turnovers is about the depth that they present. A lot of these reserve players and those that come in, they are aggressive in putting pressure both on the basketball and getting in passing lanes.
Momentum going into the fourth. It matters. Another turnover by Dallas. Talked about Minnesota taking advantage of turnovers. Too short there. It will remain a 5-point game. .5 to go here in the third.
Putting those turnovers in perspective, this is a Wings team that averages less than 11 turnovers per game. They are best in the league in lowest turnover possessions, so this is not characteristic of how they play.
Dallas has 16 turnovers, and Minnesota has scored 21 points off those turnovers, which is what they do. Career, the shot fake. See Courtney Williams get up there on the rebound.
You got some hops.
Less than 10 to go in the quarter. You got to recognize it. The Lynx do. Williams, you know she likes the mid-range. They get it to Queen Fee. Her Highness! And Agumbawale does not attempt a shot. 10-2. Kayla McBride leads all scorers with 31 points. She's put on a show, both of these teams. A great back and forth here inside the Target Center. You expect nothing less. The latter part of the regular season, these games mean something. Dallaire lets it fly. Too short. Peckers put on the Jets. She's always drawing multiple defenders. Part of the game plan for Minnesota today. Career wanted it, avoided stepping out of bounds. Shot clock, gotta recognize it. Sims took a look, she saw it. And you know, coaches do not appreciate when you foul.
No,
shot clock is winding down like that.
Shot clock, and you're forcing a tough look for a player in Odyssey Sims who's been really aggressive looking for her shot. In addition to Paige, Odyssey Sims is 15 points, 14 for Paige. And Arike Ogunbowale, though, just 3 field goal attempts.
American Ninja Warrior is back with triple threat, tougher obstacles, fresh faces, and 3-way races. American Ninja Warrior tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. Sarah, those were only free throws 3 and 4 for the Wings so far this afternoon.
3 and 4, and that's part of it, especially with how much they have been attacking and getting into the paint.
Late feed to Coffee. She recovers. Williams has the crowd counting down for her. Another one from Dallaire. Still no good. 76-70. Dallas averages in the upper 80s, lower 90s for Minnesota. Right on pace for that. Beckers. You see, she's got 2 defenders focused on her. and a shot clock violation for the Wings.
And that's where forcing Dallas to play in the half court for Minnesota. They keep it on one side of the floor. For Dallas, they're at their best under Jose Fernandez when they're moving the basketball. There's spacing, there's movement. It's not just about the ball, it's about the body. And it felt like everyone was just kind of posted up in their spots. Not a ton of movement. I said it before, I love to see Enrique more involved. Find the ball and get it to her. Get her some more looks, get her some more shots. A part of her role this season has been an adjustment because she doesn't have to carry as much of the load, as much of the volume scoring, but she is a bucket, she is a scorer. And in this instance, if you're trying to keep up with the scoring in Minnesota, love to see her get some more looks.
Still with a different role, still averaging 15 points per game. That's Agumbawale. Fee cutting to the basket. Agumbawale swats it and takes it. Williams tried to go for the steal. A foul call as Agumbawale was going to the cup. That'll be on Williams, her first. The last few possessions for Minnesota, you've actually seen Courtney Williams at the point guard position. She played last season, but with Olivia Miles now here, she's been playing off the ball.
And came into the season, into the preseason, at more the point guard spot. I think that's the luxury, though, of having her, of having Olivia Miles. Both can play on and off the ball. Williams has been so good, though, off the ball with what Miles has done this season.
Agumbawale, Sarah, you mentioned it, just 5 points on the afternoon. Tough one against Fee. Ashley, all you.
Yeah, and what you guys were talking about with Courtney Williams and moving to that 2 position, I asked her about it and what she saw in Olivia. And she said the first day when she came into training camp and I saw her making some of those crazy passes and even just her pick and roll, she said it's something that she learned way later in her career and Olivia was already doing it. She said when you see something like that, it was a no-brainer to hand her the keys to that point guard position. And with these selfless vets on this Minnesota team, it just works seamlessly.
Yeah, they were splitting the point guard position for a few weeks, and I think part of the success of Olivia Miles is the support of her teammates. Courtney Williams saying, you got it, go for it. McBride, all afternoon long. A new season high, 7 threes for K-Mac. She's pouring it on him.
Automatic.
And the lead now back to 8 for Minnesota. Important possessions here in the fourth if you're Dallas. Somehow they keep that possession alive. Beckers is gonna launch. Gets it right back. Long shot means a long rebound. Has Howard on her. Can she get by her? Has to give it up. Another low shot clock. Defense by Minnesota. That was a solid possession. McBride! You just gotta let the crowd get into it. Have a day.
With 5. R.C. Bird has 4.
You're right.
Chelsea Gray has 4. Trying to think through the rest of the list.
You didn't even need a beat on that one.
I didn't know the rules if I wasn't supposed to shout it out and let her.
No, I think you
I
were.
was very excited.
Minnesota in the midst of its longest lead of the afternoon and extends that after the bucket from Williams. Her first field goal in this one. And you have to think about the context, Sarah, right? They played less than 24 hours ago, and this push here in the fourth quarter has them up by double digits.
This is significant, and we mentioned this coming out of the gates. This is a Dallas team. They dropped 4 of their last 5.
See Howard flying in. Loose ball. Miles keeps it, fakes it to McBride because why not? New career high for K-Mac. And it's fitting. She does it on a triple. 40 piece.
Kayla McBride, one of the all-time great shooters. You can hear this crowd. They're on their feet. She has been locked, loaded, automatic. It has been so much fun to watch. She has got one of the quickest releases. Yeah, big old smiles. We've enjoyed it.
She has talked about being on this Lynx squad and Cheryl Reeve changing the trajectory of her career. And you have someone that's so loyal, enjoys being here so much. It's nice to see it pay off. Turnover there on the pass. 15 for 19 from the field, 9 threes, which is also a new career high. 40 points. We got 4:30 to go, too. The stats for K-Mac in this one. She's guarding Beckers. Beckers sidestep. Giroux battles. You've got a lot of jump balls in this one.
A lot of jump balls. And for Dallas, despite the fact that they are facing this 14-point deficit, they have battled. And they've been trying to do some of the little things. I mentioned this a handful of times, playing without Jess Shepard for most of the game. As she exited in that first quarter, she is a huge part of what this team does. No AZ Fudd here today. Also, no Alicia Clark. And, you know, overall, for Minnesota, you see some of those individuals there sitting on the bench in street clothes. This Minnesota team, the reason why they've been the clear front runners has been the fact that they hit on all points. It's the balance, not only of the starting lineup, how well they fit together, the depth they have, the inside-outside game, and it's on both ends of the floor for Cheryl Reeve. Top two in both offense and defense, in a really great chemistry that has been apparent through the course of this match.
Howard, line drive. And to your point, Jose Fernandez recognized all the talents of this Lynx team. He said, we're going to have to put it up. We're going to have to score. We want to be in it with this team. Beckers to Smith. She goes middle. Beckers fills the spot. That's another one on Howard. And the officials are going to review it. Landing space. As Beckers was going up for that one. The fifth personal on the top.
High potential for injury. Ball on the floor will be upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1.
So exactly not what I said. But there always is a emphasis to make sure to protect the shooter. And especially in a circumstance like that, and as was said by the officials, Beckers did land with her heel on the backside of the foot.
Beckers first time to the charity stripe. Gives her 20 points. Dallas will get the ball back, too. This is an opportunity to take advantage.
Look, there's still about 4 minutes left in the game. Minnesota has been playing so well, but for Dallas, an opportunity to work on how you're closing out games. That's been an area where they have had issues. They've not executed well down the stretch.
James stepped through and one opportunity.
And as you
get
said,
5 points on this possession.
As you said, and just being really methodical about it. Nice play out of the gates. Zai James trying to turn the corner to get downhill. Courtney Williams does a nice job at cutting her off and forcing that mid-range look, but in fouling on the play.
James misses that one, but has had a big game off the bench. 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field.
And honestly, that switch in the lineup has worked really well. Odyssey Sims has done a really tremendous job here, and she's inserted in the starting lineup. And for James coming off the bench now.
Beckers out to James. Beckers will step right inside the line, and just like that, Dallas staying in this one. Momentum swings happen so quickly. 10-point game, 3:20 to go. And just like that, if you're Minnesota, feel a little bit of the pressure. Nice find to Collier, the spectacle, but not a show.
That's filthy for a lot of reasons, but there was so much attention on McBride coming up the gut, looking for that three-point shot at the top of the key.
The big assist by Miles and the takeaway. How does she get it down there? Show me your ways. Oh!
Save on hundreds of styles during Dick's Epic Shoe Sale. Score back-to-school deals on trending brands on sale for under $100. Gear up for your season with up to 40% off cleats and more. Plus, up to 30% off running and training shoes. Shop the Epic Shoe Sale today at Dick's.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, Yordan Alvarez and the Astros are headed to San Diego to take on Fernando Tatis Jr. and the Padres. Live on NBC and Peacock.
Time now for today's headlines, brought to you by Toyota. McBuckets is the nickname. She's living up to it. A career high, 40 points. 9 threes, also ties a WNBA record. And Dallas's bench, that has been a bright spot. 25 points off the bench. You see they have the advantage in that category, but Minnesota once again, second day in a row, lighting it up from beyond the arc. It helps when you have one player who has 9 threes, but Olivia Miles also has 4 threes. Miles, also with that last dime to Natasha Howard, 13 assists, her second double-double of the season.
You keep going down. And for Kayla McBride, 40 points on 19 shots from 3, not just making 9 threes, but going 9 of 12. He's been extraordinary.
You think about the context of it, too. A 5-time All-Star that got left off the list this season, playing like an All-Star to me today.
Yeah, there's so much of talent across the board. And the balance. And for Minnesota, a big question coming into this one, the push-pull of strengths of these teams, was Minnesota and how they turn teams over. I've said it over and over again. It's been a huge part of what's fueled their offense, first in the league in points off turnovers. And for a Dallas team that typically commits under 11, they forced 19, created 26 points off those, and they have been lights out on the offensive side from everywhere on the floor.
Well, it's hard to win a basketball game if you're turning over the basketball, the other team is capitalizing, but then the Lynx are shooting 56% from the field, 47% from 3. I mean, the efficiency. McBride, after the total, a new WNBA three-point record, 10 from the outside in one game. McBuckets, baby. Miles with the swat. Got called for the foul. Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. They don't think it was a foul.
We can't calm down.
Hey, Cheryl might challenge this one. Yeah, she said timeout. She didn't want to challenge earlier. The energy in this building, the love that Minnesota has for this team. And how Coach Reeve rides for her group.
After review, following Miles getting to the ball, she continues in a secondary act down into Uero's right shoulder. Call on the floor stands as a defensive foul. They will resume with 2 free throws for Uero. Thank you.
The challenge was on this play. Olivia Miles contesting Uero's shot. Cheryl said, green light, unsuccessful.
You said it. Cheryl Reeve's going to ride for her players. It was clean at first as she comes through up top and then gets Uero after the play with some contact.
What's the impact, though, right? Though the strategy for a coach to make sure that they challenge that in this moment. The game, you think, may be decided.
I think that's part of it. For Cheryl Reeve, she was very selective in other circumstances through the course of the game, where she probably thought if she challenged it, it could have been overturned. Saving them, you can see right there. But those were the plays where Dallas still shooting some free throws. The challenge is not successful, but there's some juice, there's some momentum, there's some fun, and we've seen it the course of many occasions here with this Minnesota team.
I'm wondering if Kayla McBride can raise the bar on this WNBA record.
Let's get her the ball.
You see those pick and pops, a big one.
Oh.
They might get her another opportunity. Now we're just being fans. Come on, lock back in. James on a string. Impressive.
And that's where Dallas has been effective at getting to the paint, getting downhill. This hasn't been enough. It hasn't been enough at this end.
Olivia Miles adding to her total. 5 threes. $20 points, 13 assists. A rookie doesn't play like it. That's Segrist from the outside. And I think McBride's night might be done. Hugs for Kayla McBride as she heads to the bench. The Lynx faithful appreciating what they just saw this afternoon.
What a show.
This embrace. 43 points, 10 threes. A new standard has been set when it comes to three-point makes in the W. And what I love what you said, 16 for 21. She only took 21 shots.
The level of efficiency through the roof. And Cheryl Reeve, before this game, told us Kayla McBride, the heart and soul of this team, showcasing a lot here today.
Now the chance. The game's still going. Got to point that out. Kayla on repeat. Kayla McBride has more threes than Dallas as a group tonight as we approach under a minute. This is a Dallas team that has had a rough go since the All-Star break. Caldwell, second chance opportunity. It's in the DNA. The last of 4 games at home for Minnesota. They'll go out on the road for 4. After this one, Dallas will go back home too. Both teams will play again on Wednesday as this push for the playoffs continues. And as Minnesota dribbles it out, this one is significant because they will clinch the playoffs officially after beating Dallas today. Final from the Target Center, 103-90.